We will see Alessio Facconi of Italy going up against Gerrit Meinhardt of the USA first, and that will be followed by Andrea Casarar against Julien Mertin. I'm Karen Bachier, and joining me in the commentary box for these medal matches here in Bonn is the fencing podcast, Sean Walton. Sean, what a tremendous lineup we've got for the finals.
Yeah, a couple of cracking fights to look forward to in the semis, and yeah, hard to pick a winner out of the four.
Oh, you've picked me to the post there. I was going to ask you. Look, let's focus on semi-final number one. Alessio Facconi of Italy, the world number one, 2018 world champion, and a leading light in a strong Italian team, up against today's leading light in the USA's team, the world number 5, Gerrit Meinhardt. Go on. I want to hear who you think's going to win it.
Okay, well, if you're forcing me to take a firm commitment to one, I'm probably going to put my money on Facconi. It's maybe a slightly unimaginative choice. He is world number one, but he is a serial winner, and that's why he's world number one, and that's why I'm going to back him for this fight.
Well, you heard it here first as Tim Barnhardingen, our referee, gets the fencers to the line. It's time for the semi-finals here at the 2019 Bonn World Cup. So Gerrit Meinhardt, he's been up in the world's top 16, up in the world's top 10 even for quite a few years now. But as you said, hasn't necessarily got the gold medals that one would expect to come with that high and lofty seeding.
Yeah, it's slightly surprising. He's been in and around the top 16 for the best part of a decade, I think. And yet he only has one senior title, excluding zonal championships in that time. He won Tokyo, I think it was 4 or 5 years ago.
2014.
Medals regularly, but doesn't quite manage to take the wins you would expect. I mean, it's amazing because he's a beautiful fencer to watch. I'm a big fan of his style.
Yeah, I think the consistency, though, is that he is a regular in that top 16 and top 8, perhaps more so than any other. But, yeah, not quite getting up onto the top of the podium often enough. Can he change that here? It's been a bit of a battle for Alessio Facconi today, though.
Yeah, he's made it look hard work. Not a whole load of really convincing wins, but he's found a way to win, and that's kind of one of the sort of defining features of his fencing over the last few years, is that even when he doesn't look on his very best form, he's smart. He'll work out his opponent's weaknesses, spot the opportunity, pick the right time to do things, and get the win.
Well, he's eased his way into fights throughout the day here today, but Meinhardt seems keen on making sure that he is on the money straight away here. Already 6 hits between the two of them in the first minute. It's a pretty high hit rate for Facconi today.
Yeah, he's usually relatively patient with his tactics, but I think Meinhardt's much more action, and he'll be quite keen to see this fight skip along at a decent pace, I would think.
These two have met multiple times, and Facconi has by far the better head-to-head. 86% of the fights won by Facconi, but the last time they met was at the Grand Prix in Shanghai in May of this year, so last season, but this calendar year. Facconi did win that, but only just 15-14.
Yeah, I'm slightly surprised that the balance of the matches is so heavily in Facconi's favour. As I say, I'm a big fan of Meinhardt's fencing, and he does regularly produce strong performances at World Cups and Grand Prix, and for Facconi to have such a strong record against him just slightly surprised me.
Well, Meinhardt has pressed the go button early on in the fight. He's forced Facconi out. What happened there? Did he pick up the right away with a beat, or?
Yeah, picked it up with a beat and then multiple disengages, I think, while Fukuni's fishing for the blade.
Stepping in with a closing counter-attack that time.
Yeah, Fukuni slightly loses control of things on his attack there, and Meinhardt spots a moment to step in and force the miss.
Now, you've got to say, when you see these pictures, what a fabulous job the events crew have done here. This was your normal, regular setup just 15 minutes ago, and now it looks like a gala finale.
Yeah, it's a lovely setting, actually. It is largely a kind of big industrial sports hall for most of the day, but when we get to the finals, it looks great.
Well, here's our new special feature on Fencing Vision TV. We get to look at what the referees are looking at on the video replay. And there's even a ref cam, Sean. We get to see the referees' faces up front and close. And that was Tim Bardenhagen, who's the floor referee for this match, and Basil El Nagar of Egypt on the video. Tim, of course, from Germany.
Yes, most of the time we only see the back of the referee's head, so it's actually quite nice to see them at work when they're carrying out their video reviews.
It's been a tough day for Greg Macianis, the head coach of the men's foil program in the USA, with all the normal names that we're used to seeing at the end of the tournament, apart from Garrick Meinhardt going out early on. Macianis and Imboden dropping out today, and Nick Itking, who's the rising star, also going out in the 16. But Miles Chamberlain-Watson didn't even make it through to the 64. So the weight of US fencing on Garrick Meinhardt's shoulders.
Yeah, probably overall, I mean, even if Garrett were to win, looking at the sort of bigger picture, we'd probably say it's a slightly disappointing day for the USA fencers.
Nice to have an immediate chance to bite back, though, tomorrow, given what the USA did last season on the men's foil Team World Cup circuit.
Yeah, I mean, they've been absolutely the dominant team during the course of this this Olympiad. They had an undefeated World Cup season, not last season, but the season before, and I think they won 4 out of 5 last year, and capping that with the first World Championships win in Budapest in summer.
Big celebrations that day for them, I think for a few days afterwards as well, actually. But, they're going to have one eye on this Olympic qualifier, but they're in a very strong position. It's a bit strange to talk about Olympic qualification on a World Cup individual day, because it's first done by teams, and you have to say Italy and the USA are pretty odds-on to make qualification here, and you've got to say that both of these fencers are likely to not just feature but be very important parts of the teams.
Yeah, absolutely. Fukuni's been world number 1 for the last couple of years. He was world champion in 2018, and is, well, despite the fact that Daniele Ghisarozzo, his teammate, is the reigning Olympic champion, Fukuni's pretty much the man in the Italian men's foil team at the moment.
And he's there with Filippo Romagnoli, the coach, his coach, having a chat in this break.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure when he started working with Filippo, but it's been hugely successful. He spent a long time as a sort of stalwart of the Italian squad, but not making the team. Didn't make the team for Rio, but since then he's been absolutely on fire.
He certainly is. He's an absolutely beautiful fencer to watch as well. Down at the other end, we didn't quite get good sight, but it was Greg Macianis, the coach, in the box for Garrick Meinhardt, recently married during the summer to Lee Kiefer, yes, of women's foil prowess. And we're underway in the second period here. Fukuni's been forced to fence by an exploratory Meinhardt. He's really going after this one. He might not necessarily be pressing all the time, but he's forced Fukuni to come out and play a little bit more of an intense game than he's been used to today.
Yeah, it's all action. There's no bouncing about, taking his time and thinking about it with Gerrit Meinhardt. He does dictate the pace of the fight pretty much all the time, and Falcone's responded well to it. It may not be his first choice of rhythm for the fight, but he's not thrown by it.
It's a nice attack though from Meinhardt, just skipping away from Falcone, opening up the space. Falcone finished his last step. Meinhardt was on top of him. Oof.
Quick hand from Gerrit Meinhardt there.
Blindingly fast.
It's off target, but Falcone a little flat-footed there.
Big crowd here. Been supporting Benny Kleibrink throughout the day. Didn't quite make it through to this finals session, but they've stayed here. A knowledgeable crowd in Bonn. The 48th running of this particular competition, and that is a lovely 10th hit from Gerrit Meinhardt.
Yeah, he's really finding his range with the attack in this second period, and he's clawed back a two-hit deficit to go one ahead.
He seems to almost be stepping too far out of distance, but it lures Falcone on, and then when Meinhardt starts his attack, that just stops Falcone dead on his feet.
Yeah, I mean, it's very quick, but it's not a simple attack. I mean, he's finding his way through. He's drawing the parry and getting the reaction from Falcone.
Oh, what? So he's basically opening up the distance to find the space to get round the parries.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, hard to do when the distance is as short as there. But yeah, this tactic of breaking distance briefly to give himself the space to work in is working well for him.
And finally, Falcone lands one of his trademark hits, picking up the blade high and then coming down in prime with the riposte. Nothing between the pair here. And as the fight goes on, you have to start favouring the fencer on the right, who's been in this position throughout the day.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I think Gerrit made a slight mistake there, looking for that attack when the distance was too short.
Well, Tim Badenhagen deciding to go and have a look at this one of his own accord. There he is. Basil El Nagar on the right. And this is what they are looking at. So first the full speed version of it, and that was enough for Tim Badenhagen. He's come back already to the centre of the piste and gives the hit for Meinhardt on the attack.
Yeah, that was my gut feeling, and seeing the replay, you do see a pause, a hesitation from Falcone, and Meinhardt launching the attack.
Didn't really give us enough time to get into that because Tim Badenhagen had one look at it and said, yep, that's what I thought in real time. So Falcone has snuck back into the lead here. Pinned onto his back line now. Meinhardt can't go backwards. Now the attack still given for Meinhardt, and it's now Falcone's turn to ask for a video review. Sean, let's go and have a look at what the referees are looking at.
Yeah, for a terrible moment there, I thought you were going to ask me what I thought in that one. Yeah, I'm reluctant to call until I see it in slow motion.
Here it is.
Well, Falcone's saying that Meinhardt stops about there, and that he attacks.
It's about momentum, isn't it?
Yeah.
Does Meinhardt's momentum break? I don't think it does. It does sometimes look like it's a stop in slow motion, but you have to go with your gut, and that's basically what Tim Badenhagen has done. And they are square again.
Nice hit. Yeah, keeping close in defence, moving backwards. Again, spots that little pause, little hesitation. Picks it off with a stop hit. Oh, now Fukuni not happy here.
Yeah, so he feels there are two movements here. I think he's right, but
Yep.
I'm not sure that he picks up the right of way. Here you go, Sean.
Yeah, still not clear. Let's have another look.
They're having a good look at this one. I fancy they'll slow it down now. Here we go.
No, I think seeing it in slow motion is actually, occasionally it's a bit of a distraction and be slightly misleading, but that does look more and more like Meinhardt's hit the more I see it.
Just a feel seeing it live, and now I'm not so sure, so I've gone the other way. And Tim Badenhagen sticks with his decision. Quite right, Sean. Attack Meinhardt. He's one away from going through to the gold medal match here in Bonn.
Yeah, Fukuni's been here before though. He'll not panic at 14-12 down. He'll find a way. That's what he does.
Meinhardt pressing now. Coach Macialis is encouraging him to press him into the back of the box. But Meinhardt opens up the piece a bit more and lands the winning hit. He takes a real corker to start our medal session here in Bonn. Garrick Meinhardt is through to the final of the 2019 Lover von Bonn.
Yeah, tremendous performance from Garrick Meinhardt in that fight. I did stake my claim to Fukuni being my favourite for the fight, but a real quality